You are about to hear something that was never meant to exist. But it's too late now. You already hit play. Before we begin, a warning. This video wasn't made to entertain you. It was made to mark you. After 10 minutes, if you're still here, the whispers will find you. So if you still have courage, if you still believe you can watch this and sleep in peace, subscribe now to Nocturne Horrors. Because when the darkness begins to whisper in your ear, you'll want to know you're not alone. Now shut the doors, dim the lights, and try not to listen too closely. My name is Daniel. Or at least, it used to be. Now I'm not so sure what I am. What I'm about to tell you isn't a story. It's a warning. Because what I discovered that lonely night didn't leave scars. It left echoes. It happened on an ordinary night. Late Friday into Saturday. I was sleepless, restless. Wandering through obscure forums, hidden videos, deleted communities. Looking for something to pull me out of the monotony. And that's how I found the nameless channel. No description. No recommended videos. Just one upload. 10 minutes of whispers. Do not watch alone. Do not watch to the end. No likes. No comments. Just a frozen thumbnail, a distorted, pale face, like a cracked porcelain mask. The eyes? 2 empty slits. Black, bottomless. Of course I pressed play. Of course I shouldn't have. The first few seconds were just silence. But not the kind of silence you know. It was as if the sound had been sucked out. My room felt darker. As if the screen was swallowing the light. At the 30-second mark, the whispers began. But not in the video. I swear on everything. The whispers were behind me. I turned. Twice. Nothing. But the sensation that something was there, standing by the back of my neck, wouldn't leave. The sound was low. Like children whispering from inside a grave. A mix of languages I didn't understand, with heavy breathing between phrases. But then, amid the noise, one voice whispered my name. Daniel. I stopped the video. Closed the browser. Shut down the computer. But the whispers didn't stop. That night I slept with the lights on. Or rather, I tried. The voice kept calling me. First whispering. Then hissing. Then screaming. And finally it cried. It wasn't a human cry. It was a drag-out, agonizing sob, as if something was twisting beneath my bed. Something that knew me. Something that wanted out. The next morning, the video was gone. The channel had vanished. But inside me, the echoes remained. I thought I was losing my mind. Until I found another forum. WhisperNet. An old community, banned from the regular web. People sharing experiences about cursed videos, untraceable sounds, frequencies that should not exist. And buried among the deleted threads, I found one titled with my name. Daniel watched the 10 minutes. Now he hears. The post was recent. Just minutes before I found it. No one could have known. I hadn't told anyone. But there was more. There was a photo. A photo of my bedroom window. I stared at that photo for what felt like hours. It was taken from outside, just across the street from my building. The curtains were open. I could see myself. Sitting at my desk. Headphones on. Watching the video. Someone had been there. Watching me. Right as the whispers began. I shut the laptop. Rushed to the window. Nothing. Just the still night. Too still. Like the world had paused to see what I'd do next. I tried convincing myself it was a coincidence. A prank. Maybe someone hacked my webcam. Maybe it was AI generated. Maybe I hadn't slept in so long I was hallucinating. But then I heard it again. Not in my room. Inside my head. A whisper, sharp, wet, like breath passing through teeth too close together. You listened, and now we remember you. My ears rang with static. My skin itched. Not outside. Underneath. I went to the mirror. There was blood coming from my left ear. Just a little. but enough to let me know something was wrong. Something inside me was changing. I didn't go back online. Didn't talk to anyone. Didn't sleep. Couldn't. Because every time I closed my eyes, I heard them again. The whispers weren't just sounds anymore. They were patterns. Words. Instructions. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, staring at scribbles on the wall, in languages I didn't know I knew. I tried recording myself during the night. Big mistake. The audio files were wrong. Not corrupted. Contaminated. Voices overlapped. Mine. Others. And something beneath it all. A low, pulsing sound, like breathing through a massive lung. But there was one clip. One that froze me. It was me. Sitting up in bed at 3:33 a.m. Whispering in perfect synchronicity with another voice, a deeper, rasping version of mine. We said it together. He who listens will never sleep alone. I wasn't alone anymore. Not even in my own body. I could feel it now, the second presence. Not a ghost. Not a demon. A frequency. A living vibration that had embedded itself in my brain. Feeding. Growing. And then came the scratching. It started in the walls. At first, I thought it was rats. But it followed me. Room to room. Sometimes from the ceiling. Sometimes from the floorboards. Then it moved to the closet. Then, to inside the mirror. 3 nights later, the mirror cracked. I didn't touch it. I didn't go near it. It cracked from the inside. And behind the splintered glass, for a fraction of a second, I saw me. But not me. The face was mine, but older. Grayer. Hollow-eyed. And whispering. I covered the mirror. Smashed it with a hammer. But the whispers didn't care. They were no longer tied to objects. They had skin now. Mine. The cracks in the mirror weren't just a sign of what was to come. They were the beginning. I don't know how long I was standing there, staring at the shattered reflection of myself. I was frozen, but my heart was racing. The whispers had taken on a new form. Not just inside my head anymore. Now they were all around me. Everywhere. I ran my hands through my hair. The strands felt thinner, almost as if they were being pulled away. My skin, it burned, as if something was crawling beneath it, growing in the dark. A knot of terror tied itself in my stomach. I pulled the sheets off my bed, hoping to escape the suffocating pressure. But it followed. Everywhere. The whispers were getting louder, louder, and more distinct. Until, finally, one voice cut through it all, sharp as a blade. You belong to us now. That was the moment I realized. I was never supposed to watch that video. I had stumbled upon something that had no end. A door that, once opened, could never be closed. I tried to leave. I packed a bag. Just a few things, enough to get away. I needed to find somewhere safe. Somewhere far, far away from whatever this was. But the whispers had a different plan. Every time I stepped toward the door, it closed itself. I couldn't touch the handle. I couldn't open it. Then, the scratching began again. This time, from the closet. Louder. Faster. It sounded like something was clawing its way through the wood, desperate to get out. I tried to scream. But no sound came. It was then I realized, the whispers were no longer just following me. They were me. They had become a part of me. Every thought I had, every movement I made. The whispers were there, echoing it back. I stumbled back from the closet, eyes wide in panic. But I saw something in the corner of the room. In the dark, a shape was moving. It wasn't human. But it was too familiar. It was the reflection of me. Not the shattered one, but the version that had been whispering. The one that had been in the mirror. That twisted, older version of myself. It was standing there, behind me. I turned to face it, but it wasn't there anymore. It was inside me. It was in my blood. I could feel it. The darkness. The frequency. My thoughts were no longer my own. The whispers, they spoke with my voice. But they were louder now. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. The darkness had consumed everything. I was no longer sure if I was alive, or if I had ever been. The whispers became a steady hum, growing faster, growing stronger. Until it was all I could hear. Until the very air around me sounded like a scream. It was too late. The video had already played its part. And now, it was your turn. If you're still listening, if you're still watching, the whispers are already starting. You won't be able to unhear them. You won't be able to escape them. But it's not too late to stop. Click away now. Close the screen. But if you do, you'll still hear them. Because they follow you. They never leave. And in the end, they'll always find you. It's been days since I heard them last. But the truth is, I never stopped hearing them. I thought I was free. I thought I'd escaped the curse. But that was just the beginning. The whispers have a way of growing inside of you. They become part of your thoughts, part of your soul. And once you start listening, you never stop. At first, I tried to fight them. I spent hours in front of the mirror, screaming at my reflection, begging for it to leave. But the face staring back at me only smiled. A twisted, sickening grin? The whispers would mock me. The longer I fought, the stronger they grew. We are always with you. It was no longer just one voice. No, now they were many. A chorus of shadows, crawling under my skin. Each voice, its own entity, each whisper its own promise of damnation. I began to question if I was even alive. Was I a prisoner of my own mind? Or had I crossed into something darker? Something otherworldly? I could feel it. It wasn't just inside my mind anymore. It was in my heart, my chest. In my bones. Something was crawling inside me. Something that wasn't me. One night, I couldn't take it any longer. I grabbed my phone. Searched the deepest corners of the web. And there it was. The final piece of the puzzle. It was a thread on a hidden forum. Whisper frequency, the last truth. The post was simple. The whispers never leave. They are a part of you. And once they've found you, they will never stop. I clicked on the link. It was a video. A mirror image of me, sitting in the exact same room. My eyes wide, staring back at me. But my reflection. It smiled. I shoved my phone off. I couldn't take it anymore. I fell to my knees, gasping for breath. But the whispers didn't stop. They never stop. I could feel them now. They were inside me. Alive. Crawling, twisting, writhing under my skin. And now, you can hear them too. I can hear them in your ear. I can hear your heartbeat, racing faster, the fear growing inside you. The whispers are already starting. They've been waiting for you. The truth is, it's too late to stop them. You watched. You listened. You thought you could escape. But you can't. Not now. Not ever. The final question you'll ask yourself in the silence of the night is, did I make a mistake? And the whispers will answer, it doesn't matter now.